Hey guys, thanks again for tuning in. I'm gonna just, I guess, get back into it really, straight into it. So we're gonna talk about now, it was a significant day in my life, or period of time. I didn't realise it at the time. It takes a while for things to process, and I guess in hindsight, that's a beautiful thing when you can see in hindsight. So anyway, in 97, I'm guessing it was late 97, me and Terry, we went to Broadmeadows, northern suburbs of Melbourne. It's an area predominantly, I guess, a lot of Arabs, Muslims, sort of area, so I guess the guys on the street there, they're pretty tough sort, like they don't mince their ways or muck around, they, I give them that, they've got a lot of dash, Anyway, we went to Broadmeadows Shopping Centre and we're twining there, and like we peeled off our head on the gear as well. And while we're in there, the plan was he goes down one sort of circle of the shops, I go down the other circle, and we meet at Safeway. So I'm going down my route, hitting all the shops, making money. By the time we got to where we're meant to meet, he wasn't there, and I've went everywhere. I've cut laps all through the shopping centre for ages looking for him. Couldn't find him, and found out later something happened with security. He was up to something and he had to leg it from there. But I didn't know, obviously, at the time. So after a few hours, I've gone to the service station. It's just across the road from the plaza there, sort of near the train station. And as I'm walking in, there's three young Arab guys, sort of my age at the time. They were mouthing off to me, just saying all this stuff, like just having a go at me, and I just ignored them. By this time, my paranoia sort of kicked right in, I was hearing things and seeing things. So I guess my self-confidence, was really non-existent. I was living in a shell, of my, demonic imagination, So anyway, the plan was I was going in to ring my sister, to see if she found out what happened to Terry. So I'm on the phone to her and I'm going, I can't find Terry, do you know what's happened to him? And these guys are still yelling outside. They're standing out near the petrol pumps. And I remember specifically, she goes, like, who's that? Who's that yelling at you? And I go, oh, don't worry about it. I'll sort it out in a minute, And like, because of paranoia, I try to leave things alone, but I guess like any starving kind of animal, you corner them, they gonna attack you, like, I guess I was spiritually starving, mentally, emotionally, I was gone. Anyway, she didn't know what happened to him, so I come out the servo, and I just walked up straight to the middle guy and just started, punching his head in. One of them's jumped on my back, hit me on the back of the head. The other one's hitting me on the side of the head, and I'm just getting stuck into this guy. And the force of the guy was on my back because he's jumped straight on me, made me fall forward. So I grabbed this guy in front of me, landed on top of him, and I'm off my guts. So I guess my reaction time and coordination was pretty off. And I grabbed this guy by the ears, I rubbed my head in his head a bit, smacked his head on the ground, and I was just about to bite his nose off. And next thing you know, I'm in the air. Like, if you can picture, I'm lying on top of this guy. I didn't even realise the guy on top of me, he's off. The cops picked me up, put me aside, asked me what's going on. I couldn't believe they got there. Like, I was literally just about to go, and I'm in midair, The cops look at me and they're like, mate, you are off your head, like, you need to get out of here. or we're going to lock you up, you know. And I don't even know what happened, but next thing you know, these three guys, it's like we're becoming friends, and they asked if I wanted to come to a party with them. I'm like, yeah, no worries. So we jumped in a taxi. I was only like 10 minutes away, and rock up to this house, and there's like hundreds of people there. And I'm like, thank God I had half a brain. I'm like, no, I'm just going to go home, you know, I'm too off my guts, because I'm thinking, if I get out here, they're going to kill me, you know, like, I'll get done. So they give me money for the taxi too, so maybe it would have been alright. So I got back to Broadie Station, caught the train, went back to Werribee, Terry and that's there. Now they start talking about God and all this stuff, you know. I'm like, what's going on here, you know, like, where's this coming from? So basically what happened is security, Ron and Terry, he's legged it. His mum and dad lived around the corner. I think he went and hid out there, and then he's gone back to Werribee. And when he's rocked up to Werribee, there was this Christian motorcycle gang called the Tribe of Judah. They were there, and he met the leader, I forget his name. They were talking, and then these bunch of bikes, they went to my sister's house, and him and my sister converted to Christianity, you know. Which I didn't want a bar of. I'm like, you know, as far as I knew, or what I thought, you know, like, Jesus was just a man. I kind of thought, oh, maybe there's a God, this and that, but wasn't interested at all, you know. But that household changed, you know, in particular my sister, she stopped smoking dope, stopped taking pills. Even Terry changed for a bit, you know, like, but we're still off using together, and while we're out, he's like praising the Lord and singing these Christian songs, and I'm like, mate, you just cooked, you know, like, have a look at this guy, you know, praising God and using drugs and doing crime. And then he went to Teen Challenge for a few months, left there, got back into the gear again. I hadn't stopped, but my sister, I guess I seen the noticeable change in her, you know. And like, would be out, rotting, running amok all day. You know, I'd be off doing my own things with my mates and that as well. And I'd come back to my sister's house, and you know, off my head, smoking cones, and she'd sit there, start talking to me about God, all this sort of stuff. I just totally ignored it. I don't even remember one thing she said to me, to be honest. She'd start reading the Bible, you know, and I'd pass out, off my head, wake up hours later, she's still there, either reading the Bible or praying for me, you know. And this went on for a while, and eventually, I guess, with Terry, things weren't really changing. My sister was changing more. She ended up kicking Terry out, which he was absolutely shattered by that, you know. I think that kind of broke his heart, you know. But he was a mess, you know what I mean? Like, he was only good for the drug dealers, really, you know. Like, his family really wasn't. He had 2 girls, and they weren't a priority in his life. Now, I have no doubt he loved them, and I love my sister, but I guess he was too far gone as an addict, you know. And then eventually, my sister kicked me out, and I went back and moved to my mum's. Actually, one time while I was at my sister's, because she was harping on about this church she was going to, and the pastor's daughter actually lived a couple houses down from my sister's, and they become really close friends. But I used to always bump into these guys whenever I went down the street. You know, either if I was just like walking the dog or going out to get up to no good, or if I was coming back from getting up to no good, I would always bump into these guys, James and Tom, you know, Christians as well, which made me think, oh yeah, they're in cahoots with my sister, because I'm always bumping into these guys, you know. And they'd always talk to me about, you know, oh, Jesus loves you and all this and that. And you know, again, I don't remember a thing. Well, that's all I remember. Jesus loves you, you know. I mean, who's Jesus, mate, to love me, you know, like I couldn't care less, you know, like not interested. And, but I just tried to be polite, you know, they were my sister's friends, and, you know, that's it. I just moved to my mum's and done my own thing, you know. And my sister, I guess, got in the church, got right into it. I didn't really talk to her after that. So I'll pick it back up from when I was at my mum's. All right, cheers, stay tuned.